what are we seeing here in North Metro Atlanta when it comes to prices?
Yeah, well, it all kind of depends on what you call stabilizing, right? So, of course, the last 2, 3 years, we've had crazy home values going up, anywhere between 14 to over 20%. Here lately, within the last couple of months, we're starting to see them, what you could call kind of cooling off, stabilize a little bit. But again, it really depends on what you call stabilizing, because we've seen, like I said, a couple of months, home prices kind of coming down a little bit, but compared to last year, if you're looking at a year ago, they're still way up. It's, the best way I can put it is no more can sellers treat the market like a lottery, because there for a while we were going, hey, you want to sell your house? What are you thinking? And they throw out a crazy amount and we go, all right, let's try it. And you typically get it. So each home sold was the new comp of the neighborhood, So we're not seeing that as much. We're, everybody knows about the '08 housing crisis, right? It's all of a sudden, I mean, back then, if you rode around with your car with the windows down, somebody would throw 3 mortgages in there. I mean, it was just, there was really no pre-approval process. There was people who didn't have W-2s buying second and third homes, and then of course, when it came about, everybody goes, hey, these are due. Everybody freaks out. The banks say, we're going to close if you don't help us out, government. Government says, we'll help you. Banks don't put any restrictions. They go, okay, thanks for the money. Instead of helping out folks, we're going to create hedge funds and we'll buy these bankruptcy homes. Well, so that whole crisis caused half the builders to go out of business, the other half to slow way back down. So if you look at '08, as far as the amount of people that were wanting to buy homes, it's half the amount of people we have now. If you look at the amount of homes that were available in '08, it's twice the amount of homes we have available now. So now we have twice the amount of people, half the homes as compared to '08. And in my opinion, is millennials. Okay, so millennials, everybody wants to blame millennials for everything, but in this case, millennials, they typically do things later in life. They get married later, they have kids later, they buy homes later. So last year, millennials contributed for almost 40% of all the home buys. Biggest generation ever to come along is the millennial generation. The next biggest generation to ever come along is Generation Z. So I think we're going to continue to kind of have inventory problems. The reason they've kind of cooled down now is interest rates. Everybody got spoiled and went, man, 2.5%, 3% interest rates. This is awesome. Now that it's 6, historically, that's still a good interest rate. But now that it's 6, we're going, oh my gosh, that's twice the interest rate that we're used to paying for. This is crazy. We're not doing that. And so it's kind of slowing down. I think once that kind of sinks in a little bit, then it's almost like we took off, then interest rates doubled. We went and kind of went this way. And then I think as people get used to it, it's going to begin to stabilize. Because too, that's why you're starting to see all kinds of creative products now. There's mortgage folks now that are starting to talk about 40-year loans to try and bring down the payments. The ARMs are back, the adjustable rate mortgages, like 10-year ARMs, things like that. So people are starting to kind of get creative when it comes to lending to, even though the interest rates are high, to combat those. And so because of that, then rents have skyrocketed. Forbes.com said that last year they said they were probably going to go up about 20%. And so now you're almost seeing a lot of people going, well, why am I renting? I need to buy, because buying, it may be 6% interest rate, but guess what? When you rent, it's 100% interest rate.